Family is one of the most important elements of the Hmong culture. The Hmong family structure is very intricate. You belong to your clan, denoted by your surname. Traditionally, when women marry, they maintain their maiden surname since it shows which clan she is from and proves that her husband did not intermarry from the same clan, which is taboo since anyone of the same surname is considered family, no matter if you have ever met that person or not. Addressing family members can be very complex, as every family member has a different title and there are different sets of titles for paternal relatives and maternal relatives. It gets even more complicated when you throw in the differences in dialect, namely the white and green dialect. Although I consider myself fluent in Hmong, being Hmong American, I've always used English more than Hmong, and it's always been a struggle for me to remember the titles for every family member. It became even more difficult when I married my husband, who is green, and had to learn a whole new set of titles for addressing relatives. One is considered rude if one does not address others by their correct title, or if you are too casual and don't address them by any title at all. In fact, when greeting someone new, the first thing you do is always establish clan name and then relation, so you know how to properly address them by their correct familial title. I hate that my struggle with the language makes me feel like I'm childish, without manners or etiquette, and li ku chi po chai. In White Hmong, or Hmong Do, my dad is Tsi, my mom is Nia. My older sister, Nia Lao. My younger sisters, Nia Houa. My younger brothers, Tu Nu. After marrying my husband, I had a whole new set of relatives and titles to remember. The husband's family is considered Gu Thi, and the wife's family is considered Ning Cha. My father-in-law, Tsi. My mother-in-law, Na. My husband's older brother, Lao. In White Hmong, it would be Tsi Lao. My older sister-in-law, Bu Lao. In White Hmong, it would be Nia Lao. These are but a few of the titles of the different family members. There are even differences in how to address others based on whether you are male or female. For example, I'm a woman, so I would address my younger brother as Nu, but if I were a man, I would address him as Gu. I would address my older sister-in-law as Bu Lao, but my husband would address her as Nati. Furthermore, most men have a name change later in life after they're married, have children, and have established their household. This is considered their Bei Lao, or elder name. My husband's name is Li, but his elder name is Va Cha. To properly address someone, you combine their title with their elder name. For example, my older sister would call my husband Tsi Lua Va Cha. The niece or nephew of his older brother would call him Tsin Zo Va Cha. If he had a younger brother, the nieces and nephews of that brother would call him Tsi Hla Va Cha, and so on. Also, due to the history of polygamy in Hmong culture, some of the relationships get even more complex. Add to that the tradition of the younger brother taking over the household of his older brother if the older brother were to pass away, and those family tree branches further entangle. Sometimes someone who is significantly younger can become your aunt or uncle or even grandpa. My son, born and raised in America, speaking only English, barely knows any of this. He uses the English titles for his relatives and does not differentiate between the paternal and maternal sides. In many ways, I prefer the simplicity of the way the Western world addresses their relatives. An aunt is simply called an aunt, and a grandpa is simply called grandpa. As the Hmong population grows and as the future generations incorporate a more Western attitude, there is more flexibility and leniency in the formality of addressing family members. I am thankful that my own father and mother-in-law are so understanding and patient when teaching these cultural traditions to me and their grandchildren. While it's a complicated system, it is an important and precise system. The Hmong have not had a written language and way of recording history or genealogy for a long time. Their oral traditions have been extremely vital to how they record the history, and the titles assigned to each family member is an important part of that oral record keeping. There's also something special about being able to trace lineage and form a relationship with a total stranger based on your surname or clan name. This practice creates ties and bonds and promotes unity within the community. It establishes that regardless of where one is from, 如若冇貼如若一齊寧